Hi guys, I feel so ecstatic to talk about this subject today. It feels like a great honor to me, like a big opportunity, like a blessing to live in a time where people can make videos about the meaning of God without risking to get killed. Or at least I'll take my chances. Our global consciousness is still pretty far from being highly evolved, but we did highly evolve. The number of evolutionary steps that we made, it is pretty incredible, from Inquisition and slavery to the freedom of expression we have these days. It is amazing, especially given the situation that it took us about 190,000 years to go from living in a forest to farming in a village. This point in history we are at, it's giving us something that many generations dreamed at and very few actually experienced. It gives us external peace. Now you don't have to be afraid that the world is knocking on your door or that a simple wound in your hand could end up your life. Now we can have peace for the matters of the body, and we can finally have the opportunity to free our mind. When I was little, it was very surprising to me to find out that Allah means God. I was like, if it means the same thing, then why have been words thought about it? Isn't it just one God? But the words were not about the translation of the word. The meaning is not in the word itself, but in what people see beyond, in the story behind the word. But if we would all dare to look straight at reality, beyond words, meanings and perceptions, then we would all see the same thing, because it's obviously just one reality for all of us. One truth, one love, one God, one definition for all of them, because in the absolute reality, they all symbolize the same thing. And we still need symbols now, because it seems like we are not seeing the same world out there. But when we will all see clear, then the words will soon disappear, because we won't need symbols anymore. The base ground, the beginning of the search for the absolute truth, can start only with the realization that what is real for all of us. And what is not real for all of us, it cannot be real for any of us. If we want to change the world, if we want to raise the global consciousness and become a highly evolved society, then it is one obvious truth that we must first see. We are all looking for the same thing. We are all looking for the same sense of God, for the same feeling of love, for the same truth. But this will not end the search. This will only put it on the right direction. But the search for deeper and deeper meanings will never end, because the truth is infinite. It seems like we are defining God in so many ways now. But what are we describing really? What is the core? Because the core cannot be a church or a figure or a script from any side of the world. No, the core is the feeling. God and anything that was ever related to that, any religion or any belief system that ever existed, would have never been created if in the beginning we wouldn't have all had the feeling. So when we are describing God, we are actually describing a feeling. What feeling can it be so powerful that it can be the core of any religion or scripture or belief system that ever existed? Love. God is love. God is the ultimate reality. God is everything. God is you and me and the trees and the dirt and the stars. We are all one, because it's nothing but one energy. In these times we can even prove that scientifically. We are all made of the same elements. we all started from the same small particle of hydrogen that further evolved into other elements, different forms, but the same essence. That hydrogen did not came from nothing, it came from everything, unmanifested. And the unmanifested manifested, so nothing became everything. What we look at in any direction, left or right, up or down, inside or outside, a thing or nothing, is all God, because is nothing that God is not. So God is truth. God, love, truth. These are not a definition. These are just internal symbols that point out the ultimate reality. In Hinduism, they call this Dharma, the compass of love and truth. But in the end, the ultimate reality cannot be defied, because to defy is to limit, and limitations have nothing to do with us. I said earlier that words are only symbols. I even said that God, love, and truth are internal symbols. But symbols for what? What can words like God, love, and truth symbolize when they are the highest feeling you can imagine? Well, they are all symbols for you. You are the ultimate reality. You are love. You are truth. You are God. Now see why all these talks about being yourself, about finding yourself, about loving yourself? It's because I see the prize. Everyone, all the people that are talking the things that I am talking, they all see the prize too. It's not like someone is pretending to care or to give advices. It's just that when you see the reality, you see the prize. You see how the world could be. Every time I make someone feel free, I feel like I freed a part of God. I freed a little bit of God, and that feels really, really good. When you remember who you really are, the journey doesn't end. The adventure only begins. Because the joy is so intense that you can't even think about keeping it all for you. You have to share it with everybody. It's hard to keep focused and center the conversation about the word God, but I had to give it a try to share my vision behind the word with you, to make sure we are speaking the same language. Because for me, language doesn't mean English, Romanian, Japanese, or Portuguese. These are still the same thing. The languages of words. Words don't have a meaning. It's us who give them a meaning. So the language behind the words, the language of visions and the feelings, that's the real one. That's the one that must be the same